Now, it's crazy that this, cop heard that this dude already said he had a gun, but this cop is still trying to reason with this dude. Okay, he, stopped this dude on the street, right? For inspired, plates, right? And, this cop and this dude was going back and forth, or whatever, whatnot. And he explained to this cop that he had a gun. And he was up there talking a lot of stuff and all that, you know what I'm saying? Real though. So the cop, called for backup or whatever because he was still going back and forth with this dude, right? And this dude said, that he was a bunch of shit or whatever, whatnot. And you know what I'm saying? Said you know what I'm saying? It's terrible. Said he had 4 children. He wouldn't give the cop his name or nothing like that. And he didn't have no restriction papers or nothing like that. For real though, he didn't even have no driver's license because he said he couldn't pay their insurance or nothing like that. For real though. Anyway, so they studying going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I mean, this is not I'm not making nothing up when I say this. For real though, they gave this guy time to reach for his gun that was in his holster. He pulls it out. They give him time to plug it back. And dude start blinking at the cops, bro. I'm telling you, gang. I'm not even playing. I'm not even capping when I say this. He blinked at them 4 or 5 times. Both of the cops on the side. Bah, 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 bah. The third cop pulls out the blink. Blinked him. Bah, 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 bah. For real though, it was crazy. It was crazy as ever. I'm like, shoot. I mean, they never, dude never pulled the dude out of the car. Even when he said he had a blink on him. That was crazy. That's crazy. But the thing is, yeah, that's some crazy stuff. Hold up. Now, they out there trying to, you know what I'm saying, find this dude for talking about Palestine. From he wasn't even on campus. He was talking about Palestine to some other people in Texas or whatever, whatnot. And the college up there trying to fire him for that reason or whatever, whatnot. All because of the conversation that he tried to help with all these people about Palestine or whatever, whatnot. It's crazy. That's crazy as ever. Anyway, furthermore, this other dude, went up into the gas station and he threw a cup at this woman that was working in a gas station or whatever for no reason. No reason whatsoever. Roberto, I don't know what the heck he was thinking. He just wanted to see what he could get away with. Roberto. And people got on him about that. You can't be doing that, bro. You can't be doing that, Brody. Roberto, because that's crazy. That's crazy as ever. Just go throw a cup at somebody for no reason. Really though? It's crazy. It's crazy as ever. Roberto. Anyway, it was this lady. I think she was at a, Trevor Stockholm or something like that. And the cop was trying to talk to her or whatever. And then when he tried to, detain her, she bit him. She bit the cop. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. For real though. I mean, shoot. For real, that's some crazy stuff. That's really crazy. I'm like, oh my goodness. Shoot, man. So, hey, G Burger got locked up for that. For real though. I'm like, oh my goodness. That's some crazy stuff. But anyway, so now I'm up there just running around and seeing what's up or whatever or whatnot. It was some crazy stuff. This dude at this duplex, right? You know what I'm saying? Just actually just lost his mind or whatever, whatnot. Went up there, there's a woman and her son because he said that she threatened his family and then start blinking. For real though, he hit her and her son. For real, I'm glad the little baby didn't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? The other baby, he got hurt. You know what I mean? He got hurt. For real though. I mean that too, because she had the 2-year-old in her car or whatever. And he tried to shoot her neighbor too. Why? Over a damn parking spot, right? That was crazy as ever. I'm like, wow, that's some crazy stuff. They held the dude up in jail or whatever. He turned himself in and all that. Real though, that was some crazy stuff. He missed Shorty, and she was she was lucky. For real though, because she said bullet when across her head, of her head I don't know, because she got down real fast. What's on? I don't know, that was crazy. He out there told his friends that he was gonna leave town and all that stuff. That's how they got him. For real though. So he just went back to the station and then turned himself in. Why? Because police made it up to him. If the police didn't make it up to him, he would have been gone. No, for real. For real, gang. I'm looking soon. Telling you. But they wouldn't even known about that if his parents didn't tell. For real, that's so crazy though. You know what I'm saying? For real though. But anyway, yeah, that was something else I never real. Anyway, so I'm just up there just wondering or something. You know what I'm saying? Real though. Just Wells Fargo Bank was playing with this woman money or whatever. For real though. And I don't know what what was going on or whatever. But they up there saying some fraud, activity was going on. No one dang well no fraud activity was going on. For real though, that was crazy. They playing with that woman money. That's about it. For real though. Anyway, this director that directed for the movie of Wakanda, almost got arrested. He did get arrested, but he didn't what I'm saying, ain't nothing was going on or nothing like that. That he was trying to he was trying to withdraw some money or whatever out his account. So how the hell is he how the hell the employee gonna say that he was robbing the bank when he was trying to withdraw some money out of his account or whatever? It was a lot of cash or whatever. It was $12,000. For real, he didn't want to be seen to he didn't want that lady to be seen counting all that money. That's why he was trying to actually just be secretive about it or whatever. But that's the thing, when people start trying to act secretive and stuff like that when nothing is going on, well, the other person gonna get suspicious or whatever. And that's how he got in that situation, because she thought they was getting robbed. But how she gonna think they was getting robbed? I mean, the dude gave her his ID and all that stuff, and he up there trying to withdraw money from his account. But he didn't want to you know what I'm saying? He just wanted to go ahead and then just get the money and just get on or whatever. He said it's baby and the nurse was waiting for him or whatever and stuff like that. These cops had him in back of the squad car or whatever, talking to him or whatever and he explaining what I'm saying. He he didn't want to cause attention about all the money that he was getting. That he was withdrawing from the bank or whatever. Thank goodness they let him go. For real though. I mean because he said they pointed guns at him and all that stuff. That stuff was crazy. Thank goodness it didn't end crazy because it would have been a blood bill for sure. But anyway, like, comment, or subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hit the bell on notifications so you see my next upload and my next post. And to make sure I make it once a month. And oh yeah, you can check out my previous videos if you like it. So long, farewell, goodbye.